contact with the ground is extremely important. So I'm not focused on the ball, I'm focused on how the sole of the club is going to impact the ground or the grass or the bottom of the divot, okay? So here's a fun little excerpt on how we're gonna use the momentum of the swing to create the different shots, okay? So now that we have a base of momentum, your central nervous system will take over the rest and match the shot to the picture. So if I'm in a nice lie in the fairway here, the ball's sitting nice, all I want basically, when it's on short grass, I have to feel the sole of the club thump across the ground. So the ball is sitting on grass, the grass is basically growing off the ground, right? Out of the ground. So there's a little cushion there. In order for the ball to meet the center of the club face, the sole of the club, pardon me, the sole of the club's got to be against the ground. So what happens as I take it up, so heave it up, now I'm letting it fall. So it falls. The arm unit falls first, then the club unit falls second. So now the club is coming down, catches the ball, catches the turf, catches the ground. So on my way to the target, so your prime directive is always the same. It's me swinging towards the target, okay? So I'm allowing the weight of my sledgehammer, the weight of my arm club unit to swing freely towards the target. And on my way out there, I'm going to feel the sole of the club thump across the ground. So here we go. Good. Little grass. So towards the target, feel the weight of the arm club unit. I feel like the ground is in place, so when I allow the arm club unit to go towards the target, yes, nice solid thump with the ground. All right, 7 feet, I'll take it. So you can see how the same piece of turf is still there. Look at that nice healthy divot I took beyond the golf ball. So I'm letting the weight of the hammer create that divot, okay? Now, let's say, all right, let's go to another scenario here where we're in really high grass and the ball is sitting way up. Let's have a look at that. So now look at this rough here. I mean, that ball, look how high that ball is sitting. If I thump the ground, the sole of the club, the whole club is going to go right underneath the golf ball. So I cannot allow the sole of the club to thump the ground. So I need to hover the club in the air, and now I'm just going to be skipping grass, okay? So let's have a look at that. All right. So I want a rehearsal a little further away from the ball so I don't disturb the grass and have the ball change its position. That would be a penalty, right? So far enough. There. So now I'm thumping grass. I feel just the surface, the sole of the club skip across the mid part of the grass, okay? So I come to the ball. The arm club unit is hanging at that level, so you can practice this on the range by teeing it up high. Those are the high rubber tees. Put the ball in a nice high rubber tee, hover the club at the same level as the ball, and now we're going to use, you feel the weight of that arm club unit. Let the weight of the arm club unit hit the shot. Oh, just super, right over the flagstick. So right there, you notice the grass is still intact because I'm letting everything hover. Now let's look at peeling the ball out of a divot. You're gonna love this. Okay, so let's say that ball is sitting right in a nice divot like this. So now all I want is for my arm club unit to hang at the bottom of the divot, and when I am going to allow momentum to fall through the bottom of the divot. So I'm focusing on allowing the sole of the club to deflect out of the bottom of the divot and through the front. So here, the only thing you need to worry about is how the club is going to exit the divot. So you must visualize that, okay? So the club's going to come down, catch the ball, catch the bottom of the divot, then when it exits on the other side here, it's going to plow through the front wall of that divot. So anticipate there's going to be a lot more resistance coming through there, and your grip pressure will naturally intensify. the tone of your arms are going to be a lot more firm, and you'll be able to compress through the front part of that divot. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so, you know, I would suggest that you stay with a short iron, like from a 6 iron through to the wedges. You know, when you really get good at this, you'll be able to peel 4 irons and 3 irons if you want out of this. I've seen Mo Norman, you know, in his prime, like in his late 60s, still be able to peel drivers out of a divot, which was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. So he was just letting the sole plate of that driver skip through the bottom of the divot. They were wider divots, granted, but it was still right off the ground, okay? So, momentum to my target, still my prime directive. Now, my arm club unit, my grip is a lot more firm naturally because I know I'm going to be getting through the front of that divot. So watch how I'm plowing through the front of that divot. So I need more weight to do this. Here we go. Oh, right on. Right over the top of the, wow. Okay, that was just perfectly smoked. I'll put that in slow motion for you. So you can see how the club came down, struck the ball, struck the bottom of the divot, and I opened up the front of that divot. I wasn't afraid to plow through there, okay? So get in there, get dirty, plow through the front of that divot, and you're gonna hit some amazing shots from divots. Doesn't matter if they're sandy or firm or soft, doesn't matter. You'll understand how to get through this with momentum, heavy sledgehammer momentum, right? See you in the next segment.